Hey guys, this is Shae from Shae Soaps and Candles. Today I'm going to be showing you a quick video on how I make my sandalwood soap. We'll start off with my basic recipe with the oils and the salt solution, and we'll get into the mixing of the colors. So stay tuned. A fresh bucket's always nice. So we've got my buckets, and again we're going to be measuring out the oil. And then my salt solution. All right. I'm gonna pipe that. Exactly that, and now we go back to our salt solution, which is, as I've said before, much easier to actually pour out because it's got a nice handle, it's got a nice spigot, a little bit easier to work with. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. All right. This next soap I think that we're going to do is going to be our sandalwood. So this one's pretty straightforward as well. So I've got my sandalwood oil. Very nice. I'm going to get a little bit more of this other sandalwood. Gives it a nice finish. Got that. This is going to be a super simple one to mix up. This is one more of my solid color soaps. So again, you can see really awesome. Sandalwood oil, which I'm actually going to, where's my spatula? I think one of the hardest things is keeping up with your tools at the table. Here we go. That actually poured out pretty nice. Let's see, here we go. I found it. Manually mix that in, and then I'll grab my coloring, which in this case is going to be a nice brown. My pigments are already pre-mixed and labeled, so it makes it super easy. It's getting kind of low. Ooh. So I always do my sandalwood, and it's this nice orangey red. It kind of reminds me of my neighbor's fence, actually. And they have theirs stained. It's a beautiful color. And this is going to be super simple. I'm just going to take this soap mold, which has been set up already and lined, and I'm just going to go through and pour this in here. I've got my scented oil in here. I've got all my actual base oils, which is my shea butter and coconut oil and such. And then I'm going to also have my olive oil and my coconut oil in here. And this will be the entire batch. All right, and that's it filled up completely. What's cool about this is when I've poured these batches, there's always this, you know, the question of like the next day of, you know, how's it gonna look when it's cut, and you know, how's the color gonna set and things like that. With the solid batches, it's a little bit more straightforward, but with some of these other batches, for example, check out my video on Mardi Gras soap, you really don't know what the soap is gonna look like until the very, very end. So it's really, really tricky because you never really know. So that is that, and I've got, like I said, this sandalwood soap, which is this nice, beautiful brown, but it's kind of an orangey brown with a little bit of red tone to it. And then we've used some of our extra soap batter to make some of these cute little mini soaps, which I'm going to put up. And let's set up, and then I'm actually going to store this guy, and we'll be cutting this into bars tomorrow. And then these as well, these are some extra soaps. So I am back with, I've got 2 different loaves of soap here. I'm going to show you the sandalwood that I'm slicing up. This one is in one of my wooden molds, which works a little differently. And I can actually take the whole thing apart. This is my sandalwood, a nice smooth color. So usually try to test to see if I can just pull it out, but usually the easiest thing is to dismantle the soap mold. So one of the reasons why I wear gloves apart from the obvious is that this soap is still, it's where it's contact with air, it started to dry out already, but on the sides and things it gets rather sticky, so I get sticky hands. And this soap, let me just tell y'all, smells really great. It's my sandalwood base. This one is another one of my solid cuts, so it should be pretty straightforward. And then I've got some other ones that have, like the Dragon's Blood and the Mardi Gras, that have some really intense swirls. And so this is kind of what's cut. And my soap cutter, if I haven't mentioned before, it cuts 1-inch bars. Actually, let's move this around. There we go. We're just going to wipe these and put these on the rack. And then these will harden, and after the first day or so, they'll actually, the outside will feel much drier. It won't be sticky. It won't leave fingerprints easily. But I will, hopefully, God willing, sit down and stamp all these. And the stamps are really nice. I like it when I take the time to stamp them. They look really good. This batch came out nice and smooth. No odd color spots, which is great. And actually, I'm going to put this in this way. What I like about this soap mold, this soap mold came from Bud's Wood Shop. It's handmade by Bud. I got it on Etsy. It has worked marvelously for me. I've had it now for about 3 years. Before that, I was cutting soap by hand, at least without the assistance of something so precise. I was just using, I forgot what they call them, but it's like a pastry knife, basically, to slice the soaps, and then you can even use things like a miter box to try to measure them out or line them up. But this is definitely more consistent. So this is the Sandalwood soap, and that's going to go on the curing rack and dry. So that concludes my video on this particular soap. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, or you can contact me on my Facebook page, Shae Online. You can also reach me on our website, www.shaeshae.com. Catch you later.